Hey,
Hey, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Nice and clear.
Nice.
Thanks for coming live with me tonight. I'll be sure to save this so people can watch it later.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's always good to chat with you.
What's been going on with you, Endora?
Uh, well, um, I'm keeping busy. It's the busiest time of year as
Hmm.
um, things are winding to a close, and I do love fall uh, when the weather is cooler and I can bake more and try new recipes. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's good.
yeah, you're baking. You're like baking a lot now. It's your favorite
Yes,
season to bake for?
it is my favorite season to bake for. I love pumpkin, so I enjoy baking anything. And I think you tried, well, did you try
I did. Yeah, it
the
was
coffee
good.
cake I made?
Yeah,
Nice.
thank you. Thanks.
Yeah, no
Yeah, it was
problem.
great. Uh, well, I do hope to try more of your baked goods later on in the season. Um, but I want to talk to you about an article that we both read. It was written by Jen Wilkin for Christianity Today. And the point of the article was that music lyrics are, I guess, more memorable than sermon points. Do you want to talk more about that, or how do you feel about
Yeah.
it?
Well, when I saw the article title, I thought that makes sense because I think especially when I was thinking about what our church sings,
Yeah.
a lot of times I think for the rest of the week, it kind of sets the tone for
Mm.
like what we sing on Sunday is kind of what I will remember,
Mm.
especially if I'm the one that's playing on the worship set.
Mm.
And I mean, I was also even thinking like Shane and Shane, right? What they write songs, especially from they have two albums based off. I think it's two albums based off of the Psalms and other hymns. And I mean, just thinking Psalm 23, we sung that at our church,
Yeah.
and that's basically quoting scripture,
Yeah.
and that does help us to remember. So in her article, Jen Wilkin talked about if you're trying to remember the alphabet, right, you can't help but hum the alphabet song.
Mm.
And that's kind of been ingrained in you since you were young, and how music is a tool to help us memorize, but it also can help us just form, I think, our emotions and kind of um, just help us to, I think, remember the purpose of why some things like the Psalms were written to help us to worship God.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so you and me, we're pretty, I guess, I don't know, we're like the intended audience for that article because, of course, we're like, oh, yeah, yeah, right. But, like,
Yeah.
how do you feel it is for, like, people that maybe aren't on worship team? Like, is this something that they should also be thinking through?
Mm. I think, did she talk about this? But basically, words set to music have a profoundly formative effect. That's what she
Mm.
was talking about. Any
Mm.
lyric we hear, anything that we sing, um, whether it's well written or malformed, will have its intended or unintended effect on
Yeah.
our minds.
Yeah.
And so I do think it's important for us to think about what is it that we're listening to
Mm.
intentionally or unintentionally, or not just that, but what is it that we're consuming, right?
Mm.
Um, Not just in terms of music, but social media,
Yeah.
articles, books,
Right.
anything that we uh, invite into our lives is going to have an impact.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So you know that I take my song selection, I guess, sort of seriously, I guess. It's pretty intentional. I think that like the way that I choose songs are definitely like lyrically, right? It has to have strong theological lyrics. But they also need to like go well with the melody because if the melody isn't memorable, then the lyrics, they're not really going to stick either. We recently introduced this new song called Desert Song. How do you feel about that?
well, actually, I enjoy it and I like the song, as I think you know. It's kind of been stuck in my head for the last couple of weeks since you played it back to back,
Mm.
and it's a new addition. I don't think I would have ever imagined you using this song in your set, but I
Yeah.
liked it because I don't know. I think for me personally, I thought the lyrics are just really relevant
Mm.
to express what I was feeling at the time and maybe what our congregation may be feeling throughout this past year,
Yeah.
just through this pandemic and a lot of different changes and maybe feeling like they are stuck in a desert. And where are you, God?
Mm,
Um, and so I just thought it was an appropriate song for us to sing because sometimes maybe also it's hard to pray. At least for me, when I'm
mm,
stuck in those situations, I don't know what to pray for. And sometimes sing a song like that helps me pray because that is
for
a
sure.
prayer.
For sure.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, like, the reason why I chose that song to include was because during, I guess, when we were still worshiping at home, I would have like Angie and Jen and Philip like do these Instagram lives and Matt Tong too. But Angie and Jen, they both chose Desert Song as like one of the songs
Mm.
that they played when they went live on Instagram here. And I just remember hearing it and thinking, man, that's a pretty good song. Like I really like the lyrics, the melody's catchy. And I said, you know what? Like, let me think about this. Let me see. Like, I wasn't like super like, okay, we're gonna play this like immediately. Like,
Yeah.
we came back only
Because it's not something I think you would have gravitated towards
no,
initially.
no, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Yeah.
But when I heard Angie and Jen do it, I was like, okay, like we got it. We got to do this, because both of them, if they're available, I'm gonna ask them to play with us. And so I thought it was fitting. It looks like Joss likes it too. Thanks, Joss.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
um, and Dora,
I would
what's it like? Oh yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just going to add one more comment to what you were saying, that
Mm,
when you're thinking about songs and not just the lyrics that the lyrics are important, but that the melody is important to you. That's one
yeah.
thing I do appreciate, that we pick songs that the congregation can sing,
Oh, for sure.
because that's kind of the part of worship, right? Is that we can all sing together.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
so
yeah.
sorry, just my 2 cents on that.
No, no, no. Actually, that's what I was going to ask you about. Is that what is it like for you to sing? I guess a song that maybe we haven't sung before. Like, what's it like? Especially because like I let you sing like the first line these days.
Oh yeah, yeah,
So
that's a change.
yeah, like I don't think this song is like particularly hard. I think it's
No.
reasonable.
Well, at first, because I haven't been used to, I think ever since I played with you, I rarely have sung the first verse,
Yeah,
but it makes sense since I'm standing
yeah,
next to you.
yeah,
Um, but no, I think it's refreshing to add new songs, and we are supposed to sing new songs from time to time.
yeah,
So thanks for
yeah.
changing up the set
It
once in a
should.
while.
Yeah, we should. Yeah,
Yeah, but I enjoy it, and I look forward to any other new songs that we might introduce throughout
for
the
sure.
rest of the year.
Yeah, we do. We should. We will. But okay, I want to recap, I guess, the last two times we've led, because we did go like back to back. The first time we had like no strings, and it was you, me, Jen, Philip, but also Shar and Julie joined us vocals. I'm only going to talk about vocals since you're a vocalist.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you remember from that week?
Well, it was definitely different not having any of the strings,
Yeah.
but I mean, with the new change, I think it was nice because um, I felt like the vocals came out stronger.
Mm, mm, mm,
I
mm.
listened to the tapes.
Yeah.
I thought that, I mean, we had to, like, you kind of relied on us
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
to sing, but maybe that's helpful also. I don't know. I wasn't in the audience, but maybe
Mm,
that is
mm.
helpful for the audience to hear us sing and to when we focus on just the vocals.
For sure. Like I remember you told me that I guess you like it when I tell you guys, okay, I want you to sing this part or we need to like work on this section. And I
Hmm.
really took that to heart because now I feel like I have to do that like every time. But you also like I'm so thankful because you take the direction or you
Mm.
also are able to tell me like, hey, we need to run this again. And I feel like it's collaborative in that sense. Uh, so yeah, thanks for being willing to do that. And it's true, we did have to focus more on vocals because without the strings, yeah, they can't steal our attention.
Or they can't cover up our mistakes.
Yeah, yeah, that too, that too.
No, but I appreciate that. I think what's nice about our team and actually all the teams at our church is that we want to continue to grow as artists ourselves, and
Hmm, hmm.
we also depend on one another. So it is kind of maybe sometimes scary to get a solo by yourself, but then I think that challenges us to, I don't know, improve and to work on ourselves. So
For sure. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. The second week that we led, so that time we did have the strings, but then we had less vocals. That time it was only you, me, Phil, and Jen. So what do you remember from that week?
I like the the strings to come back.
Yeah, yeah.
But I did miss like that I did miss that the number of vocalists that we had
Mm,
because we could do
mm,
more
mm,
with
mm,
harmonies and things like
mm,
that. But I just thought, I mean, it was still good.
mm,
They did a good job, and it was nice to hear all the little different, I don't know, just there's different nuances, right?
for sure.
When the strings come on in, and when you don't have that, it seems like something's missing. But
Yeah,
at the same time, it's a welcome change. I mean, anything is good.
yeah. So every week, yeah, it's true. Like the lineup does change. It's rare where the lineup will stay consistent between one Sunday to the next Sunday.
Yeah.
Philip's been joining us, and we started playing Trust in Him at All Times recently. This was the one that I wrote with Philip. I want to kind of ask you, Endoro, how does it feel to sing this song? I mean, you know that we wrote this, so how does it feel to sing a song that we wrote?
Well,
Especially knowing now that like, oh yeah, the lyrics are memorable, so we should pay attention to what we write.
yeah. No, I mean, well, one, I like the fact that the song is back on the menu to choose from, and it's
Yeah,
nice to have Philip back too to sing because I think um I don't think any of us can replace the parts that he
for sure.
sings.
For sure, yeah.
So good job, Philip. But but no, I mean, I mean, it was just a really nice song, especially as it's coming from someone in our congregation.
Mm,
And it's applicable in any season of life.
mm.
So I appreciate it.
Cool. Well, thanks, Endora. I'm going to keep that in mind the next time we ever write something. That, yeah, songs should be like applicable to different seasons in life, but I guess like, broad enough where like it covers like a good range. I guess what the Bible does.
Yeah, for sure.
Endora, I want to respect your time here. You're not going to be joining us this next Sunday when we're leading this coming Sunday. We will definitely miss you. I'll miss you having on team next to me. But it is Pastor's Appreciation Sunday. I guess
Mm.
it's like the last Sunday in October, so we're going to take the time to appreciate our pastors. I want to give you the last word here and ask you if you have anything to say to our pastors.
Yeah, I'm sad that I'm missing out. But to all of our pastors and staff at FCBC, love you guys. You know, gosh, what's Hanley's line is, "We love you more than you know," and that's
Yeah.
that's so true. Like I felt that from my pastors this past year,
Mm,
but really just seeing their faithfulness, their love for God's word, their love for us.
mm,
It's been a blessing to have them as our shepherds, and yeah, I'm glad that our church is able to dedicate this Sunday to Pastors Appreciation because they deserve it.
mm.
So yeah.
Thanks, Endora. Thanks for coming on to talk about worship and pastors appreciation. Yeah, thanks, Endora. I'll talk to you later.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks.
All
Bye.
right, bye.